Take a guess as to what figure it's going to make on the Bevo tune. Bear in mind it's got a sports cat and we're on a different dyno.
304.
Okay, how about yourself?
I'm saying 298.
I'm going to go with... Big thanks to my brother because he has allowed me to park up my car here near Shrewsbury, and as a result I thought it would be fair to mention, if you're in the Shrewsbury, Shropshire area and you're into anything to do with paddleboarding, canoeing, kayaking, and you want a day out with a family or your friends, then as you can see there is his phone number right down there. So go inundate him with loads of bookings and yeah, ruin his life basically. Just go in, fill him up with bookings, go and have a good time. If you want to get away from the house, get away from social media and have some time out in good weather with good company, then you guys know who to go speak to. He's called Shy Canoes. Yeah, there you go guys. Shy Canoes, canoe, kayak and paddleboard hire. So get in touch. The phone number is here. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Now, don't worry, I'm not filming a video in the skip today, although there is a bunch of windscreens. We're actually outside a dyno, and this little corrugated iron box right here is a dyno. So today we are going to be testing and comparing the current tune that I've got right now, which is a Bevo tune. Savage as hell, love it, drives amazing. But what we're going to do now is potentially put a Revo Stage 2 on the car to compare. We can then log AFR, log the fueling, and we can also put ourselves in a position then where we can set ourselves up for the future when we go RS Turbo, potentially hybrid. So let me just explain. I'm running a sports cat. The power that I made the 313-400, although technically I didn't really video it properly. When I made 313-400, long story short, I had the D-cat. So obviously now I'm running a sports cat, so I'm expecting 10 horsepower or so less as a result of running that. Let's assume, say for example, 303, but at the same time, the figures are probably gonna drop because Revo Stage 2 is lower figures. So just wanted to explain what is going on so that you don't think, oh my God, George's car is super slow. It's not running any power at all. There is good reason why we're doing this. Obviously we're setting up for future big power Stage 4 when we do Revo Stage 4. But yeah, all the same guys, I wanted to say a big thank you to BOTB for sponsoring today's video. We will have a little chat about them in a second. But yeah, let's see what's going on. We're gonna get the car on the dyno and we can make a start and see what's happening. Take a guess as to what figure it's gonna make on the Bevo tune. Bear in mind it's got a sports cat and we're on a different dyno. Take your guesses now.
304.
Okay, how about yourself?
I'm saying 298. I'm
going to go with between 301 and 305, somewhere in that, similar to Ben over here. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. So we're going to obviously get the car on here and have a little chat about the BOTB supercar giveaway, guys. Obviously you know about this already, but they've got some sick new cars and we're going to be mentioning them in just a second. Obviously I'm here at BD Performance and I'm working alongside them, but I wouldn't be able to afford to do the things that I've been doing to my car today if it weren't for BOTB, the Dream Supercar Giveaway Company. Now, just for this week only, they have eliminated the usual lineup and they have put in a complete new range of luxury cars that you guys are not used to seeing. So if you would like to get on board with this, and maybe a supercar is something you've thought of having, this is the place to go. All of their information will be in the description section below. Now, I'm not gonna lie guys, I drive a £4,000 Ford Focus. To drive a supercar is obviously out of my reach, but using something like BOTB and entering and just getting those tickets for the small price that they are, but you could be in a position where you're driving all kinds of madness, and even better, you could have up to £100,000 cash in the boot of your car. Guys, what's really cool is you could also win an additional £20,000 in cash for what, 30p a ticket? Get on the BOTB supercar giveaway and be in the chance to win the most crazy cars available here in the UK. So like I said, the minimum car that they're offering at the moment is 165 grand, and as far as I know, it goes all the way up to 230,000. Now guys, I'm sorry that I'm messing with my hair today. It's just been one of those days. I've had a ridiculously long week of filming. I'm in absolute state. My hairdresser refused to see me, and now I'm trying to do front-facing stuff on camera. So guys, like I said, all of their information will be in the description section below. There should also be a pinned comment here in the YouTube video. But yeah guys, I'm heading home now. It's a good 5-hour trip. So if you haven't already realized, we've done so much. I just can't wait to get home. The gyms are now open. I can get this skinny dad bod back in shape and hopefully start making some progress. So guys, thank you always for the support. I'm gonna be chucking this in the video, I'm sure, but we'll see you in the next clip. Right guys, so what we've done now, we've obviously ran it on the Bevo tune just to gauge what the car's doing, all the temperatures and various other things. I'll walk over to the screen in a minute and show you that a bit closer. But obviously when you've got things running off of your battery, like the stereo and various other things, it just makes flashing the car a little bit more difficult. So, I'll come in here and show you. So as you see here, hitting about 330 foot-pound, and we're getting to, what, 289, 290-ish on the horsepower. I don't know if you guys can see anything up there. But yeah, basically, long story short, while we adjust all the temperatures, while we read all the temperatures and work out what's going on with the fans and when we can put as much cold air as possible, you know, it's doing things like this that show you that you need a cold air feed. If we were to have like a cold hairdryer, for example, point it right into the induction kit, naturally you're going to make more horsepower. Obviously guys, there's a huge amount about this kind of thing regarding tuning and dynoing a car that I don't know. That's why we brought you here today, to meet these guys at AL Performance. No doubt you can't even hear me, but they're loading on the Revo Stage 2 file now. It's going to take about 40 minutes, and we're going to look at comparing some graphs. Guys, I want you to know, the Bevo tune is savage. I highly, highly recommend. Purely just for educational purposes. What's the Revo like against that other tune that we had before? Come on, what's happened?
So,
fill me in.
Okay, so what we're doing is comparing the two. You can see the graphs behind you there. So what we're highlighting is that the original is the red line, okay? So the top one is, the top two are torque and the lower two are brake horsepower. So we'll just literally discuss the torque to start off with. You can see that that Bevo tube was extremely aggressive, it's great.
Sorry, how much horsepower have we made?
Okay, so
it says
total. Yeah, no, that's torque. That
okay,
is.
I was going to say
306
horsepower.
306 horsepower on the new one.
Okay.
And 347, and on the original one.
Was that the new meters?
We'll do the calculation afterwards. Then the original was 280, 286-ish, and 333. How many cameras can you have over your head at one point? You won't be on camera, honestly, I promise you.
He's a good looking bastard, he's got nothing to complain about. It was just early on.
Please. But you can see that graph there is, in fairness, the torque curve from the original file that's on it is much smoother in terms of how it delivers, and maybe the Revo curve does level out near the top, but who doesn't want like a linear kind of power delivery that flattens off at some point? Everything's got to flatten off at some point. It's not going to continue to deliver torque. It's always got to come back down the other side, and they're always going to cross somewhere. The peak torque level on both kind of maps is somewhere similar. You get it delivered to about 5,250 revs against 5,000 on the original figure, on the original file. You can see again here, here's the brake horsepower again versus the Revo one, which delivers more. Now we've gained roughly about 20 brake horsepower between the two files, okay?
Bear in mind that's with the sports cat as well.
And bearing in mind, which had loads of different variables. So the original file that was on the car, on this dyno on this day, ran by that operator, on this particular make and model dyno, ran 286. Now we're not concentrating on exactly what numbers we get today. What we're concentrating on is the difference between the two. okay, and whether we gained horsepower or whether we lost it. And I honestly wasn't sure whether we were going to lose it, if I'm honest. Okay.
To be fair, we both thought we were going to lose power.
Yeah, we both
said
thought
that.
we were going to lose power against the original information that we had. Okay, so we're not comparing apples with apples because, as we said, the Bevo tune that was on it was run with some slight different variables, okay? In as much as the operator was different, the rollers were different, and the software that runs the rollers were also different. And the guy...
In all due respect to Bevo though, when he last did the tune, although it drove absolutely amazing, I've done so many mods since. No, it drove really, really well, but obviously I've done so many mods since.
Yeah, exactly.
In ways, this could have just picked up on those,
Absolutely.
increased its potential through the fact that I put the supporting mods on. Right guys, give me 2 seconds, I'm going to switch over to my phone, alright? Yo, so we've got the last bit of information before we get the car out for a drive. Unfortunately though, I don't actually have the Mega Mounts attachment in the car that allows me to film while driving, because I left it in Neil Cameron's car yesterday when he came to BB Performance to let me see his CP340 facelift. There you go. Obviously, I know that we have got a Revo tune now on the car, but I do want to give a big shout out to Bevo Tuning. If you are in the local area to Plymouth, Devon and Cornwall, he is 100%, this is my opinion, the best guy to go to. So I'm going to link all of Simon Bevo detail below.